Welcome to another episode of the Bastard Sermon. I'm Cody Hucker.
Luke Young.
John Holmes.
That's John Holmes. At least I wish it was.
Be cool.
A comic that wouldn't
John
cancel
Holmes.
on us.
Yep.
We had another cancellation, and we don't have a guest this week, so here we are.
Oh, big salty, not gonna lie.
I'm, you know what I'm salty about?
Yeah,
As I look at myself in this monitor over here where I can see my own picture, I've realized that like if we take this podcast far enough, like if we go enough years, it's gonna look like if you just took one screen cap of me from the beginning of the podcast until the end of whenever I die doing this podcast eventually, it's gonna look like the time lapse of fruits boiling. Like it just gets all bloated and flies are attached to it, then it just explodes everywhere.
But then it sits there so long it grows into new life. We're gonna get dope again though.
You think a hot noodle grow
No,
out of my...
I think episodes like these are big lessons for us and for the listeners, especially new ones, where it'll turn to like we don't need to be guest centric, even though we are and we have them every week. We don't need to be.
Yeah, nothing makes people want to listen to us more than us giving us a pep talk mid recording the podcast. No, dude, it's cool.
Well, listen, dude. The thing is not many people are aware about this show is that I'm cool as hell. Like, I'm really cool. And I've got things to say about stuff.
If I heard somebody say that in a podcast where
I've got things to say about
any
stuff.
Three of our dumb Cincinnati faces, I would have turned this fucking podcast off and turned anything else on. Go to the new episode of fucking, I don't know, something I hate.
Piss belly?
I've been hating H3H3. Have you been keeping up with that?
I can't stand that dude for a lot of reasons. A bunch of, I can't stand his crew either. Yeah.
He does, though, have my same body posture and shape. Just a grown salad shrimp, just rotting.
One thing I know that he does that you do that I think of you when he does is like
eats too much.
No,
doesn't take care of his body.
He'll be like, "Oh, we got an article and a news story on this guy that I've barely talked," and then just like completely burn the bridge down without even like either knowing him or not knowing. It's like I can't help it. He's a fucking moron. It's like, what are you doing right now? What are you doing?
You had a great. We've been actually listening to a little bit of Flagrant. Like Flagrant's a good fucking podcast. Have you at all dipped your toes into the Flagrant waters, Lloyd?
I'm uninterested.
Yeah, I thought that I would be because I don't care for Akash. I don't care for like Andrew Schultz's comedy. I don't care for either of the comedy, but it's just been popping up in the YouTube algorithm. And I was like, fuck it, like folded arms. I'll give it a shot.
Same.
And I'm like, damn, this is like really good podcast.
That's
like
how
it's
I got
a lot
into
of
it.
fucking fun listening to it. You had you were talking about the Russell Brand thing, but you had a great little riff about it. Can you redo the riff?
Well, you were asking me if I was listening to if I listened to the episode or not, and I was like, well, I got like 30 minutes into it, and then Russell Brand was like, well, you know the thing about monotheistic Christianity is and I was like, nah, I'm out. I'm tapping out. I'm over it.
Yeah,
he was sitting there and like, I'm not gonna lie, even though I'm hating on him right now, one of the most gorgeous looking golden and like leopard printed robes I had ever seen in my life. Like that thing looked like the most comfortable looking robe I've ever seen.
Say what you will, but the man dress is crisp.
Yeah. He's fucking soaking wet with drip, and he also had some shoes on.
I'm
not a shoe guy, but those shoes were pretty nice looking too.
Yeah, nothing says hilarious comedy like good shoes and a fucking nice haircut. Like,
well, did you hear why he said he was dressed up like that?
I can't watch it. I've started watching it, and then the beginning of it was like him talking about enlightenment and drugs, and I was like, I just don't give a fuck at all. So it's one of the few Flagrants that I haven't listened to, but I love that they're the most touchy-feely podcast of all time. This is what I meant, though. Like
them being all fucking touching on their knees and losing their minds at the smallest ha-ha.
You do it every once in a while to me, where we'll get weak and you'll slap my knee or you'll lean into me, but it'll be 2 times a podcast max 2 times. Every time they crack a kind of funny fart joke, like fucking Andrew Schultz almost falls over into the lap of Akash. He's like sucking Akash's dick, like they're fucking kicking their shoes off. Like it's insane to me.
I do this when someone has like a zinger that no one else recognized that I heard, or I'll do it when I fucking say something that's absolutely hilarious to me but cringe to others.
Yeah.
Actually kills me, then I'll do it to you.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. All right. What's Lloyd texting about, do you think? Wait, let's guess.
Boogers? Boogers. The booger collection you have?
Someone who's going to be a guest on the podcast.
Oh, true.
Who? Is it going to be Joe Rogan?
Yep.
You got the Joe Rogan connect?
How'd you know?
because it's the NASA T-shirt. Something about the sleeve tattoos. You're interested in UFC, and your NASA T-shirt tells me we're gonna be talking astronomy next week with Joe Rogan. Fucking buy the Patreon now, dude. Rogan's coming.
I do
Or
seem
Neil
like somebody
deGrasse.
who should be like real.
You should be into Rogan.
Like it seems like but yeah.
He should be your favorite person based on all your aesthetic choices, all your interests in life. Joe Rogan should be your A1 fucking your
Spirit
Kobe
animal.
beef of comedy.
If I could get past like the conspiracy theory thing, maybe I don't. But every time it's like, oh, and then aliens fucking started, and I'm like, all right, no, stop. I'm out. Aliens didn't build Las Vegas, man. I don't know what you're talking about right now, but
It just appeared though.
yeah, it just showed up out of nowhere, dude. I asked this one dude about it, and after he stopped gnawing on his own elbow for a minute, he told me all about how the aliens, man. It's like, all right, cool. You know all the scientists that you've talked to that said that you should stop saying shit like this? Yeah, I understand they've studied it a lot.
I'm just a guy who listens. I'm
This
just
dude,
here.
this dude, if you hear him out, sounds pretty convincing.
yeah,
It's like, all right, good job.
That dude sucks.
Rogan will fall for fucking anything, but I don't know. Who are we talking shit about Rogan? He's got fucking 900 million
Fuck,
downloads.
all right,
We're getting 25 views on this YouTube video right now. Who the fuck? What are we doing right now? Stop this.
Let's get into some Rogan-esque fucking topics, because I saw this before I came into the studio today.
Joe Rogan sucks. Anyways, here's some shit Joe Rogan would talk about on this podcast.
Fucking, have y'all heard about Dambe?
We're all clowns.
Have y'all heard about Dambe?
Dambe? No. What is Dambe?
So it's this martial
Gnarly.
art that's
Real
in
gnarly.
fucking Africa, right? And so it's this, and we've got the compilation here to watch. So it's this.
Is it like a gun-based combat sport?
That would be wild. But so like
That's just called war?
they basically hold each other's
Yeah, it's a
like
machete-based.
You mean war?
like they're weaker, like left hand to left hand, you know what I mean? And then what they do with their dominant hand is they wrap it up
Lasso
with
their dong- just
with
dong
a
lasso?
very very thick rope all the way up from the elbow to the tip of the fist. You can't see any of it. And they just mollywop the dog shit out of each other as hard as they can. They can use their feet too, and it gets fucking brutal. The goal is to basically annihilate your opponent with one really good hit.
If you win, do you get to rape the opponent's wife?
Yeah, actually. I
Really?
thought you hadn't heard of Dambe.
Let's go. We got a video. Let's fucking check this out. What is this fucking... Oh, yeah. I love that noise right in my ears.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking crazy.
It's brutal as shit, my guy.
So
This is already the scariest combat sport. I'm already terrified, dude.
Just black people playing instruments, and Cody's like, I'm so scared right
Oh,
now.
no, dude.
I'm so terrified right now. What is this art that I've never laid eyes on?
I'm definitely on MLK Boulevard watching this sport in whatever city we're in.
Cody's
The
so
corner
far.
of Malcolm X and...
Cody's so far out of touch with black culture. He's like, "Is that Biggie? I think that's that Biggie guy."
I thought he was dead. No, this is where he ran to.
Okay.
He's like, "Is this Wu Tang? Is that what it?"
All right, start it up. Start it up.
The Wu-Tang Clan?
So they had like dark compilations of people showing like wild like rope weavings, like their own designs, and that's so crazy that you can. Well, I think it's awesome that you can have your own knot design instead of like the standard. Look at this. Bow.
Ooh. That's actually just shit. That's all just the shit. Because they don't have
Jesus
running water
Christ.
in the village. This is where all the shit just amasses into the fucking, the whole city's septic tank, and they just fight in it.
This was in Iowa.
I can tell by
Flint.
Is that a Mormon shanty back here?
Honestly,
You would never see such a thing.
A black Mormon shanty in
If you
fucking
told me
Salt
that-
Lake City?
I'll tell you what. If you told me this was like Biloxi Beach, Mississippi, I'd be like, "Yeah."
All right, let's go. Let's go. It looks pretty gnarly already.
Dude, it's hard shit.
So there was a linebacker for the Bengals years ago named Dhani Jones, and he got a show on like sport, Travel Channel or sport or something, where he went around the world and tried different sports. And this is the only one they were like, absolutely not. He's like he was down to do it.
Yeah.
He did kickbox with like Thai kickboxers. There's another one where it's basically like a game of football, but you can punch people.
So they let him.
That's fucking
So they let
sick.
him like like fly to fucking what's the big is it Thailand? Is that the big Thai Muay Thai fucking
Bangkok.
Yeah, okay. They go to Bangkok. They see little 5'3" dudes with fucking straight up corrugated steel for fucking shins kicking down banana trees. And they're like, "Oh yeah, go ahead, it's fine." But they saw this and they're like, "Nuh-uh, no fucking way."
Pretty much.
These dudes had swords for legs, and they were like, "Yeah, just go ahead."
Yeah, have at it. And he was about it. He wanted to go for
Yeah,
it.
he was down.
Why didn't they just let him?
I think the insurance issues were
Yeah, is it hard to get insurance when you're filming in
concern-
Nairobi?
Yeah, a little concerning.
There's probably you could probably his lawyers will clear up that contract if he just suddenly goes goofball. You know what I mean? There's
Does
gotta
his
be
ring man have an AK-47,
backups
dude?
in there.
Yeah, did you see the other one? It's solid gold, dude. We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Solid gold.
Like,
fuck outta
his
here.
cornermen are just militia.
Yeah, it's General Buck Naked.
They're not even giving him tips. They're just aiming their weapons at us and telling us to fucking submit.
Yeah, the one keeps saying your wallet. I'm not sure what that word means. Your wallet? Your wallet? Does anyone know?
Fuck.
Okay, let's keep watching it. We got nothing. We suck, dude. Go listen to Joe Rogan. I'm just kidding. Don't listen to Joe Rogan. Listen to us. We rule.
Listen to whatever you want.
I think because I've seen it in a bunch of the knockouts too. The standing over your like the
Yeah.
person who
Ooh.
lost is a big part of it as well.
I didn't know Odell Beckham Jr. is like doing. No? Okay.
That dude is. Oh my
job there
god!
from,
I hope they have weight classes. You
Good
know
job
what I'm
again
saying?
from Malam. I'm like, oh my god, he hit Nakana. Very good punch again from the. Oh my, Nakana is down. He's out. He's out. That
Bro,
was a
those guys are
knockout.
fucking swinging. Jesus Christ.
Schwein.
With all that rope
In the
to
sense of it,
protect
that
you
was a
too.
knockout.
Ain't
Watch
protecting
Malam,
shit, boy.
Paragon Malam make a move. Like,
That rope ain't doing shit except
Good
for
first
fucking
jab.
people up and hurting your hands. Because you gotta
Good
imagine
second jab.
like the rope is gonna be fucking. You've touched rope, right? Like it's
Yes.
fucking. It sucks. Like you're gonna get rope burn real easily. Imagine that being on the inside of your hands, and every time you punch, yeah, it's gonna fuck them up. But you're also grinding against it every time. All the friction and power of you hitting rope constantly. There's no way that's helping. All that's doing is making a more aggressive and brutal fucking combat sport
It's
for
awesome.
people's entertainment. This is as close as you get to the fucking Roman Colosseums in modern day.
I
right?
found some other cool shit too.
Is it just a dude being eaten by a lion? How much cooler are we gonna get?
If I found that would be the first thing on our list.
That-
I want to see
definitely
the
out
rest of
there.
this. Can we finish?
yeah,
this
we
vi-
can finish this.
I want
For
to finish
sure.
this video because this is fucking crazy.
Nakana tries to land the punch in that instance. In the
Man,
blink
we
of
don't
an
need
eye.
his
It
commentary.
looked like he thumbed him right in the eye before that
Hold on,
mollywop.
let's-
Landed magnificent.
God!
There's a dude right back there that was awesome.
This guy?
No, that guy for sure got clocked though. Look at that.
It is me, Joe Rogan. Now he's hitting him in the face with the rope fist. And oh, he is down. He's okay. All right.
Brave.
On his head, and he went down
One
on
down.
on one fist, and that was it.
Golly.
Now his family does not have to eat the and one flip flops for dinner tonight. They can have a roasted
God,
rat,
Cody.
delicacy in our country. What, dude? I'm just saying. They got the prize is a bag of rats. The prize is a big bag. It's a burlap sack filled with fucking grilled rats. Grilled rats on a stick. And they have snakes. Dude, okay. I'm not being insensitive. They have snakes too.
I'm not being
Delicious snakes.
Oh,
And you know when you're done, you can just
golly. Go back.
Okay.
Go back just a couple seconds.
Where would you like me? I'm sorry. Where would you like me to put the right here?
That's pretty far, but that works.
Blink of an eye, he missed it, and
that dude.
Malam Paragon's punch landed
And now
magnificently on his head,
his wife,
and he
her
went down
clitoris will be removed.
Jesus
one-
Christ.
No?
That's for the winner.
on one fist, and that was it.
He gets to
Right here.
perform his own wife's clitoral circumcision.
Right here, this dude.
Bow,
bow, bow, bow, bow, crack.
Dude,
These kids are like 17,
Dude,
bro.
they
This
are
is fucked up.
throwing.
These kids are like 16 or 17. They're not. These are not grown men.
yeah.
Golly.
This is fucking brutal, dude.
Smashing like, oh my god.
That's like a 16. He might be 15, dude. That's fucked up.
These dudes are fucking throwing hands so hard. Fight number 5, 4. Yeah, 4. Oh my god! What was that? Was that a headbutt or a punch to the noggin?
Let's see that one more again.
If he managed to win by punching him in the forehead, that's so impressive.
No, Cody, you fool. Hold on.
Right
Bring
there.
it back. Yeah. But wait, I got a little trick. 0.5. Yeah, let's see that shit in slow-mo, baby. All right. He's winding up.
He's just running, fist cock. Bing. Yep.
He went headbutt, and then he punched him in the side of the temple. Those
Golly.
fucking...
I don't think their heads actually hit.
Jesus Murphy.
Golly.
Yeah, this is fucking brutal, dude.
It's fucking rough.
Hold on, I gotta see what the fucking number 5 is.
We need more. We need stuff like this. We need more inclusion of hardcore sports.
Careful with your words. Easy.
Hardcore sports.
Easy.
Whoa!
Spinning back fist.
Dude, this is a real fight, though.
They all have MAGA hats.
That was sick. That was sick.
To take him out. Good job from both parties. They face each other again. Good jobs.
Oh,
my
no,
God, it's over.
no bag of bats for him.
Next.
It's a split
Next.
overnight.
Next.
Has defeated Casey outrightly. I mean, the crowd will look at that beautiful style he did there to celebrate his win. The crowd is going
Do they
wild.
show him where they gift them the burlap sack?
No. You fuck. Dude, type in Arnis. Type in Arnis on YouTube, you fuck.
just a second.
You're so awful.
I gotta maintain it. Okay. All right. What was it?
Arnis, Arnis. This is another like intense combat sport that I found. It's like huge in the Philippines.
Which one am I going to?
Any of them. This bottom one. No, that top one looked more like a
Like a
instructional.
Vice documentary.
Yeah.
Artist encounter.
Yeah, it's
Look
like
at
this
this.
is like Kali, but
Yeah, and a screamer. It's so like
and it's in a mall.
So, in this competition video, they're like padded up, but in a bunch of other videos I've seen, like I follow this guy on Instagram. I put his name up, Daniel Barnes. He's a multi-international winner when he was much younger. Now he still participates, but he's not coming out on top every time. But he's played Eskrima. There's another version of this, but it's like knife fights, like foamed knives, like with the same length and everything. Eskrima, Arnis, all that shit.
Are you sure that isn't the Puerto Rican version?
And he's so good.
It's the Louis J. Gomez.
Yeah.
Fuck. But
Louis J. Gomez's dad was just not very good at it.
these guys are padded. Typically, they're not. They're completely unpadded, and the sticks they use are hard, thin wooden sticks, like very, very dense.
All right. Let's see it.
They like yell go, and they just fucking go in. Or at least his competition videos, they rush each other.
Oh, they're all fucking suited up, dude. This is gay.
That's so they can do it in the mall.
Yeah, fair enough. They don't get blood everywhere, Game of Thrones style.
Crack, crack, crack. Just get busted across the face with a wooden stick a bunch of times. Why you would think like old people would just be goons at this sport with like their switches? They would just be just crack, crack, crack. You know, just fucking up.
Now, can you imagine your kid starts training this, and you're like, "Go, kid, cut a switch. I'm about to whoop your ass." And he turns around with his like.
Yeah, but if they win though, their kids don't have to work in the iPhone factory, so that's good.
You're just watching his Screama fucking tutorials on YouTube on how to fuck your kid up, just rotation spins, and
I feel like I got beat with a belt with like some Eskrima fucking.
you probably did, dude.
My mom just didn't know what she was doing.
She was self-taught.
Yeah, dude, she could have got my ass, but
We're gonna click on one of these videos, and you're like, "Mom."
One time I got a belt ass whooping, but it was right after I got out of the pool and my trunks were wet.
Yeah.
She was like, come here. Were you being disrespectful to your stepdad? That's fine. It's fine. Like one of those classic, before the mobster shoots you in the back of the head, they're fucking your best friend. It was one of those. She whipped a belt out of nowhere. She wasn't wearing a belt. Just the belt came out and just started cracking my ass. But I was like, ah. And I like screamed out of instinct. And I was like, oh, it doesn't hurt. I was like, wait, no, pretend like it hurts. And I was like, oh, ow, it hurts so bad. But I was like a bad actor about it. My mom was like, oh, wet fucking trunks, pull the pants down, had to go bare ass. Then those hurt. Those Those weren't good.
She's like, all right, everybody, come around, gather around, laugh at his dick while I'm doing this.
And that's the genesis of the podcast.
My uncle told me it once.
That's why we're here today.
He yelled "fuck" in the backyard, thinking both my grandma and grandpa were gone. My grandpa was home
They
and
sold
in
him
the
to
kitchen
child
and heard
slavery.
it. And so my grandpa grabbed the broom and rushed him. And when
whole
my
broom?
uncle, a whole ass
Hard
broom.
side up, right?
No.
Classic abuse.
And so he's running at my uncle, and my Uncle Bob says he's running from him, and he just dives on the ground and covers his head with his ass up, and Grandpa swings down, and it catches the ground and snaps on the ground right before it hits his ass, and he just plays it off. Just
That's what you have to do. That's the move.
got a bike out of it.
You gotta sell it.
He made his dad think he broke a broom over his ass.
You got a new bike out of
Yeah,
it?
you got a bike out of it.
Oh, dude. See, child abuse wasn't that
You gotta
bad.
play it off. You gotta earn the. You gotta learn how to work off your psychological trauma. Everybody,
Yeah. So if there's one thing that we support, it's child abuse.
you can be profitable off of it.
So growing up, me and my three brothers had friends that were all three brothers,
Hard to believe.
but they had 7 kids in that house altogether. And their mom is just old school white trash.
Fuck yeah.
And they're whichever one of the dads. There's 7 kids and I think 5 dads.
Gross.
But I remember my friend Chad yelled something at his mom one time, and this is literally as I'm walking up from, like, my mom or dad would have dropped me off at the end of the driveway, and I'm walking down, and all of a sudden I see him running, and he's like, "Fucking go, go!" And I see Tammy just out the fucking door holding like the vacuum cleaner extension tube, and she caught up to him, which I was wildly impressed that she caught up to this like 12-year-old.
Tell me it was dirty too.
Yeah, she just pulled it like right off the vacuum and just beat the fuck out of him. And I'm like, dude, she just fucks her kids up like this. Then I hung out around there enough times to see how her kids behave, and I was like, all right, yeah, I guess that's kind of what you got to do with these guys.
They're fucking animals. What are you gonna do?
You got 7 boys. Yeah, you gotta fuck some kids up.
You gotta hit a kid or two.
Six
Yeah,
boys,
you have to.
You're gonna. One of them's gonna
6
be a
boys
serial-
and a girl. The youngest was a girl.
Oh, that girl is also a boy.
Yeah.
I know that most of them, if not all of them, at different times I've seen on Facebook, and it's all, hey, he'll be out in like 6 months, man. Like all
Hey, free Jimmy. What do you do? What? I mean, those cars were unlocked for a reason. They must have wanted his CDs to be stolen and all of his.
Hey,
shit.
These
man.
fucking idiots called the cops. You're like, the idiots that you were stealing from called the cops? It's like, yeah, those fucking assholes. It's like, yeah, fuck them, I
Printing up
guess.
free
Hey
Jimmy
man,
T-shirts. and
hey man,
shit.
if they was that worried about that copper, they should have took it out the house when they moved out.
Hey, Russ, free Snopey, free my. They use the
Free
N.
Snopey.
They use the N word so casually as white people. Free
Yeah.
my N word, Snopey. Come
Yeah.
on, dude.
Absolutely.
And they hate black people. That's the best part
Yes.
of the most white trash people that use the N word casually. They talk like how they think black people talk in the hood, which isn't at all how they talk, but that's they're like 1970s version of that, using the N word way too freely, and they fucking hate black people. And I'm like,
Yeah.
but all you're trying to do is shitty impersonation. They're okay. All right, it's okay. None of this is gonna make sense. You're a fucking idiot. Why am I trying to make you make sense?
I would say
Wake up.
At some
Unite,
point,
brother.
At some point, you guys got to remind me, and I'll pull up the oldest brother. His fake Facebook is still there, and if I go back and find shit he put up there like intentionally, it's some of the most hilarious shit I've ever seen in my life.
I have a guy, but I know he listens, so I can't do it. But I gotta
I don't care if this guy listens.
remind me. We'll do show prep for that. Maybe we could do it on the Patreon. But this
But
reminds me.
there's some of them that are. It's like, oh, just got out, gonna head to Peachtree Mall. Gotta find me some hole.
Gotta find me some hole. Not the classic snatch or trim.
Yeah.
Not
Or
some
slit,
strange-
just hole.
some wizard
Yeah.
sleeve. He went for hole.
You know why? Because he doesn't care. He doesn't care who or what it is. It's just as long as it's got an orifice.
But not if it's a guy.
No,
I'll
including.
I'll pull some of them up. It's absurd. It seems like somebody doing a really, really like good parody of like a hillbilly account,
Ick.
but it's
It's 100% genuine. I love that. I was thinking about my hillbilly ass childhood, and I always had this like notion that like at my dad's house, everything was just madness, and my dad's family's madness, and my mom's family's all just like clean cut and cool. And then I was talking to Glavin today. And I don't know how I got reminded of it, but I was like, oh yeah, did I ever tell you about the time that my stepdad? This wasn't one time, and there was one time distinctly where I remember we got in the car with my stepdad. We were going to school, and we go to drive off, and we get like almost all the way down the street, and he's like, ah, shit, and he fucking backs into a driveway, turns around, goes back in our driveway, runs in the house, comes back out with his Milwaukee's tall boy, puts it back in the thing. He's like, almost forgot my beer. Then fucking drives back off, fucking suspended license, no car insurance, fucking no seatbelt on, Milwaukee's Beast Ice, 9 a.m. I was like, all right, yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Golly.
I didn't realize until I was like 21, like, oh, that's not how everyone's stepdad did it.
Said he went with the old John Candy.
What did John Candy do? I'm not familiar.
People have commented like he would just crack a beer at like fucking 8 in the morning and then be like, oh yeah, we gotta go this, and they're like,
I think I'm exaggerating for the point of the story. It wasn't fucking it probably wasn't first thing in the morning. He wasn't a morning drinker, but it was at some point during the day where it was still fucking ridiculous. It's just funnier if I say school, but
yeah,
no, he wasn't a day drinker guy. He's that guy that's like, Tim could drink all fucking day long and all night long. You feed him as much as... He's like you. Like, you feed him as much as you want, and he will look you in the eye and talk to you like nothing's happened at all. He'll maintain his composure. He won't slur a fucking word. He won't act drunk. He won't do drunk people things. Like, it's fucking... It's bizarre. Like, Jacob's just like that, my little brother. That's his son, so it's like... I don't know. Fucking... It's just those fucking good-ass hillbilly genes.
There's good ass hillbilly jeans, yeah.
Yeah, where all of his teeth are falling out because his enamel
that's
doesn't work.
That's what everyone always says about them hillbilly jeans.
Some good old hillbilly wranglers.
Them good ass hillbilly jeans.
Yeah.
I need to fuck me one of them hillbillies and get me some of them good jeans.
You got a perfectly good
Sound like your
sister
mom
right
tried.
at your house, dude. Get this lineage started tonight.
Let's fucking get it going.
Isn't that what your mom tried?
Probably.
Your mom fucked your sister, dude? And you
No.
never told this on the podcast?
No.
Come on, dude.
No, what?
What
I
did
was
you...
thinking getting some of those good hillbilly jeans.
Oh, okay. No, she was just trying to get a fat old fucking cock inside of her. Your dad's got a fucking
She
monster
fucked
on.
a fucking addict is what she did.
Listen to Patreon.
Yeah.
Dad's got a monster piece on him. All right, what do we got on the board?
Fucking House of Fire, House of Dragons.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, that's out. Y'all been watching that?
I haven't started that. I'm gonna wait till it's a handful of episodes in, but I did watch the first two of the Ring of Power.
Rings of Power is fucking gay, dude. I don't
like
care
it.
for Rings of
I
Power.
haven't watched it.
I don't know what it is. It's just like did you read the books?
Yeah.
Okay, so my friend Camille also read the books, and she's like commented on my post about it. She's like, I like it a lot because I'm really into because it's based on a similar. Help me, save me.
Silmarillion.
Yes, that's I always fuck that up.
A lot of people say Silmarillion, but it's
I want to say
Silmarillion.
Silmarillion, but
Yeah.
that's like doesn't come out of my mouth correctly. But she was like, if you fucking read the books, it's awesome, like it fucking rules. But I was like, the storytelling in the show feels like weirdly disjointed to me, where it just feels like clunky in the way that they're introducing 40 characters at once, all at the same time. And I get it; it's a huge book. She's like, it's like reading the fucking Bible.
This isn't anything to do with the books itself. It's just they're setting up like. This is the same timeline, but 3,000 years before.
I get it. Yeah, it's,
So the Silmarillion isn't just one cohesive story. The Silmarillion is like a bunch of stories over most of them in the like first period, a bunch in the second age, but like it's all just prequel side stories. So like what I guess they're doing is they're gonna try to mash it all together, which is why they have so many things going on. But it's, from what I understand, if they're covering the second age and the leading to the end of the second age, which is the sinking of Numenor, creating of the flat Earth, that is Middle Earth, there's so much dope shit coming for this show. Like an obscene amount of cool shit coming to the show. Like there's going to be a king from Numenor who's beaten by Morgoth and chained to a mountain to watch his descendants get like obliterated.
Morgoth
for decades.
is pre-Sauron, Sauron's master, right?
Right, and then we're gonna see
Sauron shows up as a little kid, right? Like
we're gonna see Quelaag's origin, like her mother, the goddess of chaos, demons, like this big queen spider.
I wanted Celebrimbor to be
so much dope shit. We're gonna see Celebrimbor
we
get
already
his
saw
fucking
him.
head severed and stuck on a
But I wanted
pike
to
while
see-
they carry him into the
I wanted
War
to
of the
see
Elves. Like,
Celebrimbor-
look at what the fuck we did to your fucking ringmaster, bitch. You know, it's so sick.
I wanted to see like Celebrimbor looking sick. Like when I imagine the guy that created
Nope.
the fucking rings, like
You're wrong.
just looking dope and like I want it to be like the romanticized version of my head of old shit. Like
That's not how it was.
Have a story that's 3,000 years old. You think in your head like, oh, this is like some cool shit, and then they're like, no, it's just it's an old story. So people have turned this into whatever in the Lord of the Rings world. I'm saying like in their stories, they're like that's where my head's at with it. Where I'm like, oh, they're almost like godlike beings. It's like no, they're just the same as everybody else, just in a different age.
Morgoth lost and Sauron joined up with him. So Morgoth, when he lost in the first age, he goes back to the land where the gods and all that come from, where they travel to Middle Earth to reign. They've got a bunch of like Herculean type people that come from this land, okay? And so he loses and goes back there. They're about to imprison him for a bunch of millennia again. And he goes, my bad, I'm sorry, won't do it again, swearsies. And so they're like, cool, we'll let you back into the fold. So he goes fucking to Numenor to start like planting seeds into the land of man so he gets his own army again. And he does the same thing with Sauron, like, hey bro, I need you on my back. I'll deal with the men, you deal with the elves. So he goes to the elves and he finds himself the blacksmith of the elves, Celebrimbor, and he starts telling him like, hey man, we need these rings, man. We need these fucking rings.
Yeah.
And that's how it all
read the
is.
Wikipedia,
Celebrimbor was
so-
never just some like hardcore
I didn't
cutthroat.
imagine him to be a hardcore cutthroat. What I meant was like I want to see some like badass like intro to him. They were kind of just like, and Celebrimbor is going to be in part taking on a giant quest, and then he just shows up looking kind of like regular as fuck, and he's like, I'm Celebrimbor, and I'm like, this is there's something about the polish of the show that I don't like, because I'm going to compare everything to Game of Thrones and fantasy for forever now.
Yeah.
Whenever you put something in like a fantasy realm that's supposed to be like something medieval plus like fairies and dragons, whatever the fuck, I'm going to compare it to the gold standard that is Game of Thrones, and also probably House of Dragons now after I've seen that third episode, but where it feels like gritty and where it feels like they're really like, it's the difference between playing a video game that feels like it's lived in. Like, have you ever played an RPG and you're like, or not an RPG, but like an open world, and you're like Red Dead Redemption, I don't like it, but you feel like you're in cowboy times. Everything feels lived in. The characters feel real when you play it, and like then you'll play like some cheap, not like Saints Row, and you're like, this feels like an empty world that they just tried to populate with shit, and they didn't care about what they were doing. It feels like that difference between fucking House of the Dragon or fucking Game of Thrones and the Rings of Power, in the sense that everything just feels too like they're trying to copy what Peter Jackson did, and they're doing it ineffectively with an Amazon Jeff Bezos budget, which is fucking inexcusably shitty.
Now, again, I can't speak on the show because I haven't watched it, but what I've been thinking about this, because I knew this conversation was coming, it makes me think of it every time we have similar conversations, like when it comes to RPGs, and you're bringing up like The Witcher.
I like gritty shit.
Well, the thing is you, when it comes to video games or hobbies or sci-fi, anything like that, you're very monogamous. You're like, I like this, and this is the peak.
I love Skyrim. What do you mean?
This is the peak of it.
I want to play Skywind.
Skywind.
I want to play Skywind. If you're not familiar with
Skyrim.
Yeah, I just said I love Skyrim. I want to play Skywind. Do you know what Skywind is?
No, I don't. What is
Skywind is where they're remaking Morrowind in the Skyrim building system. It's a team of like...
Oh, they're updating it for like a new mod or something?
It's a team of dudes on Reddit that have been working on it for 10 years, and they're rebuilding all of Morrowind in the Skyrim system, and then you'll be able to like mod it and update it. Be like a fully built replay of that in fucking like... Skyrim, like they've updated Morrowind basically, so I want to check that out. I mean, there's shit that I do like. It's just, it's got to be really fucking good. It's got to be worth my time to invest that much of my life into like understanding like any of these stories.
He's a busy man. He's got a lot to do.
Any of these stories take a lot of fucking time out of your day. They take a lot of like understanding the lore, reading Wikipedia pages, and fucking looking up like the source material and watching videos on this. And if I'm gonna like invest that much of my time to learn about this big expansive world, I want to enjoy the main thing that I'm watching for what it is first before I fucking invest all that time into all the backstory. You know what I mean? Like, or does that not make sense?
It does. It does.
It does if you're looking for an excuse.
To a degree, yes. It does. I could take like Lord of the Rings for what it is, and I could take, the House of Dragons for what it is.
Same. I'm so if you look at like my Audible account,
Yeah.
it looks like a crazy person's because it's like, college textbook followed by 15 fantasy novels, followed by books on myconology, followed by more fantasy novels.
Sure, but you understand how this
Right,
is more
well,
directly comparable, right?
Right. Well, I'm making. So, but yeah, like jumping from one thing to the next. I think that's just some people can do that, and some people need it to be a certain way or a certain thing before they
Can digest it.
will dive in, or before it resonates with them.
The way that I see it in my head is that they're running the shows at the same time simultaneously, and they knew they were going to be doing that. And industry people knew that they were going to be competing head on. They knew that they were going to be, and if they knew that, and this is the competition, and these are two shows that exist in relatively the same fantasy aspect, they feel super directly comparable to me. So, I mean, I have to compare them directly in my head. And to me, it's like House of the Dragon is so much fucking better. Like I'm just sold on it. Like I'm sold on the storytelling way more. Like I feel like they're going real slow in the start, the way that they did with the first season of Game of Thrones. The shit that drew me into that series that made Game of Thrones like one of the best shows on television was they just had this like pacing that was just like slowly we're getting there. Here's the characters, oh shit, I had to take a breath there, and then it's just they knew how to do this rising action so well, where it's up and down, but slowly going up the mountain the entire way, and like learning about the characters until finally these big fucking huge season finale climaxes that were fucking like just a magical experience that they did that season after season, and slowly they just built this mountain. And I know that it's like only 2 episodes deep in Rings of Power, but I could tell from the first episode of House of the Dragon, I was like, I think I'm going to like this show. Like, it has all the elements of the storytelling and the world building that Game of Thrones had that made it great. And when I see what Rings of Power is doing, I'm okay with being wrong. I was wrong about Kenobi. I was dead wrong. I fucking didn't like it after like 2 episodes. I found the 3rd episode. I like that. I hated the 4th, then the 5th and 6th. Fucking, I was like, this is better than the prequels. So I'm open to being wrong about this. I'm open to updating my opinion about it. But just with what I have so far, I'm not seeing that.
I don't see them as like they're in the same fantasy armor, swords, and horses, but I think they're in very different realms of like what they offer.
Yeah, I think that's what we're kind of saying in a different way. You have that like for it against it kind of
sure,
like,
but
where you like you're gonna go compare those two things.
But I'm the only one that can, because I'm the only one that's seen both. You've only seen Rings of Power, and you've only seen House of the Dragon.
Well, I mean, once I watch Rings of Power, what I'm saying
I
is
can like them independently of each other. Yeah. I don't have to compare one to the other. Yeah, to me, those are two different things.
Yeah, to me, I understand. Like when I watch Rings of Power, I'm not going to be like discovering an incestual drama between like two kings and queens, or like I'm not going to be seeing like a hate drama between like the King of the Hand and someone in the background. Like that's not Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is a different entity that builds up a different story and a different
It would never dawn on me to think of them in comparison to each other.
Yeah. Same.
Well, they're within the same world, so I mean, to me, they feel so naturally comparable, and I feel like I feel like Lord of the Rings is honestly just dated shit, and George R.R. Martin has figured out how to do all that stuff better with his writing in the same like
I think you're
style
missing
of world.
What I'm getting at.
They can exist independently of each other.
Yeah,
and
but
they
I'm
can
saying
both be good. I see what you're saying.
The way you're looking at it is that's how you look at things. You compare it to other things like it. I would, other than like this conversation, I wouldn't think to compare them at all. Like that's just not how my head works.
Well, then how do you rate the movies that you watch and like the things that you watch and enjoy, other than having like some standard to compare them to?
I just decided when I watch it if I like it or not.
Yeah, like like if the writing held me, if the story was cohesive, if there was like dope elements.
I wanted to like both. I didn't want to compare them, but then I found myself not liking Rings of Power. Then I found myself asking myself why, and then directly comparing it to a show that's in the same style of world. And I was like, here's what this world is doing and this show is doing that I enjoy a whole lot. Here's what they're not doing, and this might be why I'm not liking it in this world. So I can like things independently, but when I find myself not liking one of the two, I'd love it if I could like both of these. It doesn't have to be a one or the other for me. I'd love if I could turn them both on and have 2 shows to watch, but I'm not getting that vibe from Rings of Power like I am from House of the Dragon. And especially after that 3rd episode, I'll spoil nothing, But after that third episode and the cinematography that they had for it and just the vibe that they set and just like the brutality of it and just the tone of the whole thing and the characters and the way that I see the story going already, I'm just fucking, they've got their hooks in me and I'm ready for the next episode. I'm salivating. Rings of Power didn't do that at all for either of the episodes. I was like, hey, let's give it a chance. Let's keep going. We're getting somewhere, I think. And then I just got lost in the story that they're telling, but not in the like, oh, I'm disembodied and I'm lost in this magical. No, I was like confused, lost. Like, where the fuck am I at right now? What's going on? I have to keep pausing and rewinding, and I'm like, I'm seeing what's happening, but what the fuck is going on? Like, I just didn't.
I thought it was pretty easy to follow, but I mean,
I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking dumb. Also, the elf that looked like Barack Obama was throwing me off the entire time. Does he not look like a Barack Obama? Like almost.
A little bit.
He's got the haircut. He's like not chunky. He's not chunky at all. I mean, he's cut. He's just got more meat on his face. But he's got the same fucking complexion. He's got the same fucking haircut. Like the same facial features. I'm like, I'm just taken out of it the whole time. Like, is this the president right now that I'm watching?
Now we found out what it is.
That'd be dope. Black elves.
Not bothering me at all. There's black people in the fucking Game of Thrones. What do you mean? Everybody bitched about that too, and I was like, nobody. I know it's a joke. We're a fucking comedy podcast, Cody. I know. But let's take it to a real place. Everybody's bitching about this. I firmly stand in the fucking in the group of people that are saying there's no problem. This is internet drama that's been created. Make them all fucking purple. I don't give a shit if it's an all black cast. I don't give a fuck about who you. As long as it's good, as long as it's good storytelling, good cinematography, and good fucking storytelling, and fucking I'm captivated by it. I do not give a shit what color the people are.
Who are they upset about?
Paint the dragon fucking black with an afro. I don't give a fuck, but. Nobody's upset. Nobody's upset, but they'll make a news article that's like racist stuff on Twitter, which I'm sure happened, right? Like they made the fucking article about the black guy in Game of Thrones. It doesn't make fucking sense. And it's like, well, keep watching. It does make sense because he's from Valeria and his whole family's black. Like it makes 100% fucking sense. In Game of Thrones, this already happened with the fucking. It's like
Dax's,
I'm like, this is fucking old hat to me. This is stupid. It doesn't make fucking sense at all. But Kurt Metzger did make one good point where I was like, fuck, dude, he's right about this. Where he's just like, okay, this is a prequel. I can't do a Kurt, but he's like, it was some tweet where he was like, so everybody in the Lord of the Rings, the Peter Jackson one, that takes place in the current, right? All white people. He was like, then we go back 2,000 years. And everybody's in a mixed race relationship. He's like, so there was some type of race holocaust that happened somewhere, and I was like, he's got a fucking point. It was like, and it does feel like they're ham-fisting black people being in there in like a woke way, where it's like, it's not
because
naturally.
They probably had it realized and shoved down their throats when they were starting. They're like, hey, there's no black people in the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah.
We need black people in the
We'll make
series.
every other character black, and we're like, well, you're missing the whole thing. Game of Thrones is doing it right, where it's like you don't even think about it. It's the second. Of course, he's black. With this,
I didn't think about it.
With that, it's like, well, everybody's in a mixed relationship. This is a little fucking like what, but even still, that doesn't bother me. It's the way that they tell the fucking story that's taking me out of it. I'm like, I don't know who to root for. I don't know that I give a fuck about any of the characters. I don't have a guy that I absolutely hate. They haven't shown me Sauron. They haven't shown me Morgoth yet. They've given you just an allusion to Sauron killing Galadriel's brother, right? They fucking, and I'm not spoiling it. This happens within 5 minutes of the first episode, but it's like you don't get to see the bad guy. You don't get to know who you're rooting against. You don't get to see the level of evil that you're up against. You don't get to see any of this. You just like, you know that there's a bad guy and we're the good guys and then all the like interconnecting characters in between. I'm like, why do I give a shit about them? You don't, and they don't give you any reason to the entire way through. And that's the sense that I'm getting watching Rings of Power. With Game of Thrones, they've got their fucking hooks in me. I care about where it's going. I give a shit.
I mean,
sorry, I gotta stop ranting.
To me, it's just like story building, and I'm watching it and seeing the story.
Plus, it's only 2 episodes, 3 episodes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think.
And you guys are right. You guys are right. I gotta give it more of a chance.
Yes.
Keep going. Sorry.
I think that's just the way you enjoy things. And I'm not saying that's good, bad, right, wrong. Is you have that comparative thing of these two things, or this thing is doing it better, so I like this one.
Yeah.
Whereas to me, I don't do that with stuff. Like even you guys being like, oh, they're both fantasy. I'm like, yeah, but not even really the similar types. Like they're kind of.
I see swords, armor, and horses. That's about it, and kingdoms.
Yeah, I mean
surface level stuff. But like what the world and his writing and has to offer.
Who's your favorite character in Rings of Power so far?
The Stranger.
Oh, yeah, the stranger. The guy that looks like you that can summon fucking nature and shit.
Yeah.
Fell down from the stars with a beard.
Yeah.
All right, well, I just realized that one of us has... We got to stop talking about this, because...
Well, I mean, I've read, so I mean, you're not really going to spoil anything. I'm just like hoping for people.
I just
and
want to see
things.
where it goes, and I want to know if it has the payoff that's worth me watching it. But like you already clowned me. It's like, what else you doing, Cody?
Dude,
Fucking
there's
watch the show and shut up.
So much dope shit in that second age.
Yeah, I know. And
So much hardcore.
even Jeff
dope
Bezos'
shit.
son pulled Jeff Bezos by the collar. It was like, Father, let me tell you, if you ruin this, I'll write an angry tweet about it, and you'll still be $100 billionaire at the end of the day.
Dude,
Like,
the
as if
second
Jeff
age-
Bezos had anything to do with it, but I am kind of on his son's side, where it's like, don't let them fuck this up, Dad. Like, because I've heard so many nerd friends like you over the course of my short lifetime, so into that fucking world, so into the books, just like lost in it, reread them over and over again. Like, so many friends that were just super into it. So for them, my heart bleeds. I want that to be. It doesn't even bleed, because it's not like it's a good or a bad show yet. I'm just indifferent to it.
Yeah.
But I want them to do it correctly.
Yeah.
Because of how much stuff I know is
There's
coming.
so
That
much
is good.
So much cool dope shit to this series.
Yeah. That's why I was kind
The
of like,
destruction of the lamps.
okay. So
That's like that's the fall of like magic in Middle Earth. Everyone's like, how come fucking there's rings and there's wizards, but no one is fucking the Second Age War. That's why. The
what
lamps.
was the last part of your statement? There's rings and there's wizards, but
But there's no magic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There isn't magic?
Well, there's magic in Lord of the Rings, but it's very scarce, if non-existent. You know what I mean? Like you've got the wizards, you've got the rings. People talk about like weapons. You know, like Sting and whatnot being imbued with magic. All that stuff, that age is gone.
They're introducing
This
these things
is the
called
age of all that
Harfoots,
shit.
and Harfoots are just tinier hobbits that
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about. I'm like, I don't care about them at all. Why do I have to focus on this? I want to see fucking cool action shit. And the
But also,
one
if
cool
you-
action shit that they show you is like deep sea stuff that did make my butthole pucker, and it'll make your butthole
Well,
pucker
stuff
too
like
when
that,
you
I'm
see it.
sure is also gonna feed into like, yeah, they're definitely starting this show to like get new fans into it and fans of the movies. But I'm sure a lot of stuff like that is going to appeal to the like the nerd of nerds,
I'm
like
a
the people
huge
who are
fan.
like, oh, they mentioned the what's it, you know, like, oh my god.
I'm a
Like,
huge.
I like one of the first things I thought when I saw the Harfoots, I remember the description that they're darker. It literally says they're darker of skin. Like,
So
And they
we
should
got
make- they
black
should make them
midgets,
all fucking-
the hobbits.
Yeah, there's.
Hey, what's up, my boop? Hey, what's going on, my fellow boop?
Why you guys laughing? Why you guys laughing? If I'm
No.
such a piece of shit now.
You're awful.
They'll have gold chains. Okay, I'm done now.
Oh, no.
I just wanted one with a gold
Got
chain.
these from
Just
Alec.
one.
Hey, what do you think of my grill?
Cut it.
I for sure thought he was like, oh, I get it. They all died off from AIDS. I don't know why. I thought that's what you were gonna say.
Where did you take it?
That's what I thought you were gonna say.
How did you go so much further than me?
Middle Earth didn't have Red Cross.
That's what I thought you were gonna say. I don't.
Oh yeah.
I really did. I was genuinely like, all right.
I'm mad that they haven't addressed the pandemic in the new Lord of the Rings show yet, dude.
Relax.
Oh man, Sam Talent, Jeff Tate, don't listen to this podcast before you come on, dude. They will.
Relax.
They're gonna say no. And you know what? It's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Jesus.
All right, I'm done.
So what's next, my boop?
Let's talk about. Let's talk
You
about.
never watched the stick fighting.
Oh, but yeah, we can watch fucking.
Ah, we
Eskrima
get it. They hit each
artists.
other with
Yeah,
sticks.
they
Who
fuck.
cares?
They fuck each
Come
other up. We can talk about Ty Emery bare knuckle
yeah.
championship
You
victory.
She's the
can
best.
talk about.
No, it's the victory that you can hop in
Yeah.
on.
Go ahead and YouTube that one.
So this
Spell her out for me, brother.
TAIEMRY
it's yeah
or
EMERY.
EMERY. Yeah.
REY. Knockout.
Nope.
No.
But that,
What? Okay, I'm just gonna type that in. We'll see what happens.
there we go.
Crowd. Flash's crowd.
Yeah, so she wins her bare knuckle boxing championship. She wins her match, and upon victory, she stands up on the ropes and flashes her tits to the entire crowd.
Do we get to see her tits?
I
Probably not.
wish, but no.
YouTube.
Dude, because I'm stoked.
But they're not hard to find. She does a lot of like modeling and
Dude, she got some nice titty.
Yeah, you can see some nips.
Surprisingly nice titty. I mean, I don't imagine a female fighter with like nice titties. I just imagine muscular, hard, Gross looking tits. Oh, sorry, I didn't have it on screen. Sorry, YouTube listeners. Here you
Let me
go.
watch it again.
Here you go. One more gun. Yeah. That's a good titty.
Interesting celebration there. I don't think I've seen that one before. Shut up.
You fucking nerd. What are you doing right now?
Could you imagine though if like fucking Tai Tuivasa gets a knockout and then hops up on top of the octagon and pulls his dick out and just starts fucking helicoptering it just right?
Is that how you
right
helicopter? You just grab it, and slap it from side to side. I don't think you know what a
there.
helicopter.
It's the click clack, you know, where the balls.
Oh yeah, yeah. How a helicopter fucking sails into the wind in the sky.
You've never heard of a helicopter just slamming along in the air?
You know, I can't say I have.
They
Luke.
fly via momentum.
Yeah. The balls of the rudder.
I'm questioning so many things right now.
Yes. Why you're so hard. How good my black midget impression was.
Do we know
Second.
Do we know like the repercussions? Did she face any repercussions?
No, they were in Thailand. No one
Oh
gives a
yeah,
shit.
Thailand. You're right. But like, what would happen if like a fighter over here in the UFC?
Probably not much, honestly.
Not much. You don't think UFC would try to slap him with any like?
No, nothing serious.
Thingity
They'd be
thing.
like, "Hey, don't do that again."
They're
Dana
like,
White
"Hey,
be
we
winking,
don't-
feeling her tits."
We don't condone this behavior. And Dana White the whole time's like, what?
Just calling up Andrew Tate like, I think I got some fucking people for you.
All right, we're at 50 minutes. Get one last one in there, and then we're gonna go to Patreon.
All
Something
right.
good. Something good.
Something good.
Something good.
Something good. I fucking so we were talking.
on.
We're already out. We've got another hour
We were
to do it.
talking
He's like,
about-
"Oh, something good." We've
We're
got
talking
nothing.
about. Well, I'm looking at
Tank
all
is
the
empty.
things up there, but a lot of them are tied in. We were talking about VR again recently,
Yeah.
and making fun of it, and you were telling me to get into Meta and try to see if I could come up with some content.
I was. What was
So-
jerking off to your ex's Facebook profiles in Meta like? Was
It's
that-
pretty
was that sick?
surreal. Yeah, the tears are real. You can feel them, like you can see them fall off your avatar's character and hit the ground.
But this time you don't have to pretend to care.
Well, the thing is, there's an AI therapist
Never
that
do.
pats your back and tells you it's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
you jack
it's
off to
all
her
right.
soft voice.
And
the
they
whole
all
time.
look like fucking
Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah. He knows. He was there in there with me. But no, I
That's
went
why they were crying.
I went into Meta Horizon, right? And Horizon lobbies by Meta is where like you can get your own home space. You get your own like home where you can just relax, I guess, in the metaverse. And then you can get
Dude, what if you go to the metaverse? I'm gonna let you finish, but what if you go to the metaverse and Mark Zuckerberg like just hacks your VR and everybody becomes Agent Smith, but it's Agent Zuckerberg's? Like just everybody goes full Matrix, like Zuckerberg bots taking the world over.
that'd
No?
be dope. As
Okay.
long as I learned how to fight like him.
I'm
So
glad I interrupted for that.
Yep,
me
we
too.
all are.
So
Glad. I thought it was so good in my head, and then I said it to just fucking.
So I went into
Thanks,
the games
Cody.
lobby, and in the games lobby, I was expecting to find like a bunch of different game selections you could choose to load into and play. No, so it's but I was trying to make the best of it to try to have some fun, right? So you go into the games lobby, and it loads up like this virtual like 80s arcade scape for you to walk around in, and there's other Randys in there too. And so what I found out is like in this Chuck E. Cheese-esque 80s arcade place is there's a stage with like virtual instruments, and I go up there and there's a bunch of people in like the middle area talking, and I go up there and I grab the drumsticks and I'm just sitting there in front of the drums and I'm waving people to come up here and to grab like the other instruments and participate, right? And I'm like, let's make something happen. So I'm going to start screaming really, really loud here in a second, right? So I'm on the drums, and it's just playing music for you. You don't have to, like, animate or do anything. Some dude grabs on the keyboard keys. One girl grabs onto the keyboard, and this dude loads in with a flat bill, walks right up to the stage, already as if he was called in to perform. Walks right up onto the stage, grabs the microphone, and he goes, "And I'm singing my favorite song." And I threw the drumsticks up in the air, and I walked right the fuck out, turned off the headset, and set it down. This kid was 12 years old and
Oh,
got
no.
right into the meta and
Well, of
started
course
singing.
that's what's gonna happen.
It was very upsetting.
You gotta fucking what's it called? You know?
I was gonna go up there and start being really profane and like to get because they have like mods in every single lobby until I got booted, but no, the kid beat me to it.
Yeah, the only way that I would enjoy it is if, like, as you're playing the drums, like, if you fucked up, then J.K. Simmons just pops up and calls you a faggot every time. It's just like
Just Whiplash VR. You're a piece of shit!
He makes you kill yourself in VR.
Put the drumsticks down forever!
Yeah, if you fail too much, you actually pull a gun out of your drum case. And just
No, that is like to quit to menu. Like you have to kill yourself. Like you have to pick up the gun next to your drum kit and blow yourself in the head. Like there's no other quit to menu. It's like you have to suicide out.
I'd love to play Whiplash the game and just go through the psychological trauma.
J.K. Simmons screaming at you.
God damn.
And the only song you can learn to play is Whiplash. It's like you're gonna learn it or you won't. Do you want to be in this ensemble? Like VR.
Yeah, it sounds fucking sick. Are you jacking off in VR yet?
I tried VR porn already. It was one of the first things I did when I got that.
What's your deadbolt situation in your bedroom?
Non-existent.
Yeah.
Fucking, you know where I live. You fucking come in at your
I've
own
never been
risk.
there. I don't know how. I've never been to your house.
I'm talking about the family members. They know where I'm at. You fucking open that door that's cracked open at your own risk. You don't know what's going on.
You know
back
I'm
there.
working the drill dough while I'm in meta.
Is the TV on? No. Is anything? Just the light? Is it open? You can't hear anything? He's definitely home.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't open that door.
Yeah.
You're meeting VR though? Is that your new thing?
No, I don't. I tried it in VR a couple of times, but no, I haven't. That's not my regular thing.
Okay.
It's cool up until a
He's like,
point.
Fucking nerd. You saw the disappointment in your face.
Yeah.
He's like, it's not my regular thing. You're like,
You want me to give it to you to try? I can bring it over next episode for you to try. Some
are you
VR
gonna want
porn.
it back?
When Sean had the Oculus too, he had the VR porn, but it's just like a 360 camera, and it's just
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
awkward. You just look down at the big dick.
Yeah,
you
and
wish
suddenly
you had.
I'm black,
Or if you're Luke,
and I'm like, why are
or
my
if you're
legs
Luke,
black?
You're like, why is my dick so little? And I'm like, it's not the experience I had. But yeah, I don't know. It just seems like a good way to fucking traumatize your children beating off. Like fucking, it's 2 a.m.
Why is
fucking-
Daddy Robot touching?
Yeah, you're beating off. You got the headphones on. You're fully immersed. I got my feet kicked up on the thing. I'm really in there, but I'm edging myself, and I can kind of just hear a tiny voice like, "Daddy, my ear hurts." I think I'm No. Anyways, if you want more of that content, Patreon.com.
Come faster.
Patreon.com.
No. Patreon. No.
Cross that line. There's no returning.
No.
Patreon.com/thebastardsermon. Please, guys, like and subscribe to us anywhere. If you're watching us on YouTube, that would help us a lot. If you follow us on any social media,
And by that,
that
he
would
means
be
actually
great.
do it.
For real, please. If not, share it to someone that you think would like us. I'm sure you all have someone fucked in the head, or equally as fucked in the head as one of us are. So please do us a favor, subscribe,
Give us money, pussies.
share.
$5.
Please do all, you can join the Patreon too if you want to support the show. That would be excellent. But please share. Give us a share.
Dollar bills.
We
y'all.
appreciate you.
We do good content on the Patreon. It's a lot of fun shit. If you think that we went too far on this one, we go way further on the fucking Patreon. I say that now. We're going to talk Batman for fucking 2 hours while Lloyd falls asleep. There's not going to be shit.
No, we
that
got
you
some
care
comic
about.
stuff to talk about.
There's a big episodes coming up. We've got fucking Tara. I don't want to try to pronounce her last name and fuck it up, but Tara is an amazing comic. She's a local. She's just starting off, the prodigy of Phil Pointer and shit like that. Not the prodigy, but the I don't know. She's
Protege.
Phil's taking her under his wing and shit like that, and fucking, she's great. She's very funny. Every time she goes up, she's got some shit that she's trying out. Every time I've seen her at Chameleon, she listens to the show. What up, Tara? I'm very excited to have you coming on the show. After that, same week, I don't know how we're gonna release this, but it might be you get an extra free episode. You might have to wait to get more ones. We're gonna have some episodes in the bank, but after that, Jeff Tate, this is, I shouldn't announce these because they could cancel last minute and I'll look real stupid, but fuck it, dude. Jeff Tate, I hit him up randomly on Instagram and he agreed to doing it. He knew exactly where Lloyd lived because he was like, yeah, I was drinking at that bar the other day. And I was like, oh, sick, dude. So you know exactly where it's at. And then he's like, yeah, dude, I'll fucking do it. So Jeff Tate's coming back on, hopefully, and Sam Talent is coming to town, and we asked him if he'd do it, and he was like, yeah. So we've got a big fucking week coming up. It's a lot of really fun comics.
And if any episodes were to share, Those are the ones.
Those are the ones to tell your friends about.
Let's
Put
get-
it on
let's get
Reddit
to
to
'em.
fucking share it with people that are comedy fans, and hopefully they happen. And I don't look like an asshole later on. This episode is sponsored by Bobby Bronson from The Decorated Body. If you want to follow him, it's at BG Bronson or at The Decorated Body on Instagram. Follow him so that you can check out all of his dope-ass artwork. He's doing like a lot of anime tattoos, manga-style tattoos. If that's your thing, and I know it is because you're fucking listening to this podcast, then go and get a tattoo from Bobby. Make sure you follow him because his books like close pretty quickly. I mean, he opens them up as much as he can. He tries to get as many people as he can, but he's a popular fucking artist. They just got a new artist down at the shop. Make sure you go and follow him. Check out all their good shit. I love you, Bobby Bronson. Next read.
We are also sponsored by Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop. If you guys like me, I smoke a lot. I smoke pretty much every day, and I smoke from a bunch of different apparatuses. I use water
Mostly
pipes.
heroin.
I use bowls. I use a lot of rolling papers.
Glass light bulb.
And when I'm with Morelia, we use a lot of blunts and blunt cones. And you can find all of these things and so much more at Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop. They've got the greatest heavyware glass blown water pipes, bowls, all of it, bubblers, gravity bongs. They've got it all at Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop for an incredibly affordable price. They've got rolling papers. They have lighters. They've got clippers. They've got everything you need for the smoking lifestyle. They've got rolling trays, and you can find all of that, so much more, at one of two stores that Scarlet has, and one is at 11424 Montgomery Road, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45249. And the other location is at 937 Monmouth Street, Newport, Kentucky, 41071. Again, let them know you're a bastard upon checkout, and you can get 15% off your order.
We're also sponsored by Fire Roasted Rats in a bag in a burlap sack. If you want your own bag of fire roasted rats and a sewer rats in a burlap sack, you just go to Nairobi, Kenya, and you fight another man with a rope tied around your fist. And if you win this dangerous blood sport, then they will award your family with a bag of fire roasted sewer rats in a burlap sack. Anyways, snack company that sponsors us, not anymore, but for this episode for sure.
Do you like banging? Do you like snacks? Check out banginsnacks.net.
I like
they bring,
that.
They bring snacks from all around the world. Awesome stuff you normally can't find here. Incredible prices. They have stuff from, I mean, anywhere you can think
Fire
of.
roasted sewer rats.
Good lord.
Fire roasted sewer rat tails.
They've got dope shit.
Yeah, they got awesome stuff.
You're a piece of work.
man blood season. Sewer rat tails.
Anyway, yeah,
Dial it back.
in a burlap sack.
that's banginsnacks.net. If you use the promo code bastard or bastards, you save 15% off your order. Sorry guys, we can't.
We can't control him. I know it's bad.
Could you imagine if they did get that flavor though? It comes in a blood-soaked satchel.
All right, on to the Patreon. Thanks, guys.
No, wait. We have to talk about this podcast. Wait, did you give them the promo code for Bangin' Snacks?
Yep.
Okay. Where they get their...
They heard you. We heard you.
Okay, we're going to Patreon.